Good morning, Sriram.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Welcome, Sriram. Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
We'll start exactly by 9:30. Okay.
No problem, sir. No problem.
Huh? Okay.
No problem.
Arun, can you hear me, Arun? 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 Dr. Sriram. Dr. Sriram, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you, sir.
Sriram, now you are the host, right? As per the in the WebEx platform, it is happening like that.
Yes, sir.
So, can you hear the sound while the students are joining? I could
Yes,
hear
I'm
a
hearing
tick
that.
sound.
Yeah,
Can
I'm
you?
hearing that.
Yeah.
Beep,
How
beep,
to?
beep sound is coming.
Yeah.
Maybe we can check for an regular PC, sir. 1 second. Mr. Kumar, sir,
Yeah.
there is an option under edit, and inside that there is something called as preferences. You can play around with that.
I think you have done it. Am I right?
Yes, yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Sriram.
I just disabled it. I do not know. Yeah, people are joining, so it is disabled. Sir, let me try playing a video to see if things are proper so that we can.
Yeah, please.
Go 1 second, sir. Sir, 1 second. Balan, sir, is coming. Sir, good morning, sir. Yes, sir, yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Sriram? Sriram, can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir. I can hear you, sir.
Yeah.
Could you see the screen, sir? I mean, I've shared a video. Could you see?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Azure Developer League Hackathon.
Yes, you can
that's
see
the
that,
one.
right?
Yeah.
I'll play it now. Tell me if you can receive the audio also, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
We are very happy to present our product towards
Yeah.
the
Okay.
Developer League.
It's
Good
coming
able to
right,
hear
sir?
you, sir.
Great. Thank you,
Yes.
ma'am. Thank you very much. That's all. I tested it, and we can start, sir. Whenever you say, we can start.
Yeah, it's okay. The time is
Yes, sir.
9:30. We can start. Madam, Gayatri,
Yes,
madam,
sir.
you
I will
can
start, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Pleasant morning to all. I wish you all a happy Engineers Day. The birth anniversary of Sir M.V., one of the India's greatest engineer, is celebrated every year as Engineers Day for his immense contribution to India's yearly infrastructure development, education, and social welfare. On behalf of the Sarnathan family, I welcome you all for this Engineers Day celebration, enlightened with the technical session titled IoT and AI, the Game Changers. We feel proud and honored to welcome our resource person, Dr. K.B. Sriram, Project Manager, L&T Technology Services. We extend a warm and hearty welcome to our respected Secretary, Sir, Sri S. Ravindran, Dynamic Principal, Sir, Dr. D. Valavan, esteemed heads of various departments, faculty members, and my dear students. Now, I would like to call upon Dr. S. A. Sahaya Arulmeri, Professor and Head, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, to welcome the gathering. Please, ma'am.
Thank you, Gayatri. Good morning, all. A warm greetings on Engineers Day for putting your heart and soul into your profession for creating unique innovations and surprising the world every day. Most respected Secretary, Sir, respected Principal, Sir, distinguished guest of honor, Dr. Sriram K. Vasudevan, Project Manager, L&T Technology Services, dear colleagues, and my dear students, a warm welcome to one and all. I am extremely delighted to take this opportunity to introduce Dr. K. Sriram, the keynote speaker of today's seminar on Internet of Things and Artificial Intelligence, the Game Changers. Dr. Sriram K. Vasudevan holds MTech, MBA, and PhD with over 14 years of industrial and academic experience. He received his master's and doctorate degrees in the field of embedded systems. He has worked with major multinational companies like Wipro, Arisen Technologies, and has been to the USA thrice for technical assignments. He was also closely associated with VIT University and Amrita School of Engineering. Presently, he is working as a project manager at L&T Technology Services. He has authored 42 books for reputed publishers across the globe. Also, he has authored 161 research papers in revered international journals and conferences. He is granted with 6 patents. He is a hackathon and startup enthusiast. He has guided 4 startups from ideation to operation stage, and he has participated in over 100 hackathons, winning over 50 globally. Along with his students, he had demonstrated the usage of a device that binds the concept of augmented reality on human fingers and had been to San Francisco related to this project. He has been trained by Barcode Gulf LLC, based in Dubai, on handheld devices. Being an innovative techie himself, not only does he update himself with new technology every now and then, but he has also persuades his students to put forward their ideas and supports them extensively to get it implemented. His skills and achievements have been acknowledged and appreciated widely by various organizations and institutes such as IEI, IETE, Intel, Huawei, NVIDIA, Future Group, Computer Society of India, CII, Wipro Technologies, Infosys, VIT University, and many more. His inventions obtained him the Inventor Award from Intellectual Ventures. He holds a unique world record with his sister, Ms. Subhashri Vasudevan, by co-authoring 9 books together, the only siblings in the world to do so. He also holds other records recognized in Limca Book of Records and Indian Book of Records. As a principal investigator, he has received grants for 12 projects with more than 2 crores. Although a person with a general play for much of the technical concepts, he showcases a strong interest in the areas of augmented reality, embedded systems, and product engineering. He has also delivered a lot of keynote lectures all over the country. He has a YouTube channel which has a massive reach among student community. Yes, Dr. Sriram K. Vasudevan is one of the shining stars of the engineering fraternity. He has underwent a lot of learnings that paved the way to where he is now. It is indeed a great pleasure to have such an eminent person as a speaker today. On behalf of our Sara family, I once again welcome Dr. Sriram K. Vasudevan. Welcome, sir. I hope today's session is resourceful for one and all gathered here. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we have arrived to the integral part of the session. I am very privileged to invite today's dynamic resource person, Dr. Sriram KV, Project Manager, L&T Technology Services, to deliver his technical talk. Please, sir.
Right. Thank you very much, and Happy Engineers Day to all the engineers out here, all the future engineers out here. I'd like to first thank Secretary Sir, who has been always be very supportive to me, and he encourages me like anything. I cannot explain in very simple words though. It's a massive support that I get from him and the entire family. In fact, I would like to thank Dr. Valavan, who is my he's a father stature for me, and I respect him a lot. And I am what I am today because of my professors like Valavan sir. And to thank Krishna Kumar sir, he is like my elder brother, who has been with me in all my ups and downs, most importantly my downs. That's the way teachers are. The teachers are phenomenal. The teachers are very supportive. The teachers come with you for a long way if you are a deserving student. I believe that I was always blessed with teachers like Krishna Kumar sir, Valavan sir, and a lot more teachers. I'm good today. I am what I am today because of, not because of what I did. It's because of what my teachers did to me. So I would like to thank all those teachers, including Saya Mary ma'am, who have been my doctoral committee member, who always consistently encouraged me. So all these words are not just a glittery or a word for putting it in a good way. It is a simple thanks that I'm conveying at the right forum. That's all. So I'd like to thank everybody out here for being available for today's session. But I'm not going to bore you. I will make sure that the session is going to be very interesting with a lot of demos. But one thing that I'd like to tell you, engineering is not theoretical. So please do not marry the theory. Please go into the practical stuff. Learn, do, break, recover, come out. It's all going to be that in industry and even in academics when I was there. What I'll do is normally I'll try things, I'll fail fast, I'll recover fast. So that's engineering. You can fail. There is no problem. There is nothing mystical about failing. You should fail, in fact. Only when you fail, you will learn. But if you have the guts to attempt and fail, that's what is the difference between an engineer and a normal person. So I want you to be an engineer who can provide good things to the society, good things to self. And I'll tell you something very simple. Is there anybody in this entire 482 people who are joined right now without any problem? Is there anybody out here without, sir, I do not have any problem in my life, sir. It's 100% pakka. I do not have any issues. If there is somebody you are not fit to be living in the earth, you should probably go to Mars. I consistently say this. We all have problems, and sometimes we identify problems for ourselves, which is a problem for multiple people. I always tell this, if you have a problem, and if it is a problem for multiple other people, and if there is no solution available, then you have a business idea with you. That's engineering. All the things that you see today, all the things that you are comfortably using today are marvels of engineering. Would you deny it? Mobile phones, the laptop that you are seeing, the headphone that I'm using, the spectacles that avoid the ultraviolet rays getting into my eyes, whatever, I have a smartwatch, all these things are engineering. They are all marvels. They're all, the galaxy of engineering is really, really very big, and you can contribute your bit to it. And all of you are capable. Believe that you are capable. And we have not come from the greatest of the backgrounds to do all these things. We have come from a very normal background with very normal parental setup, very normal schools, but we can do that. And you can do that. You are in a better place, and you should believe that you can do that. The most important point that I would like to cover today is, where is it heading to? Where is the engineering heading to right now? You could be a mechanical engineer, you could be a EEE, you could be ECE, you could be from CSE. Nevertheless, whatever be it, you need to understand that the world is moving towards artificial intelligence and IoT and data analytics. Data analytics, I'm keeping it a little away because it could be too high for people who are from mechanical engineering, so I do not want to trouble them, or even EEE could find it a little difficult. So my point is simple. It's moving mostly towards AI and to IoT, and it's connected world. The company that I'm working for, they always talk about 1 to 8 to N. One device should connect to 8 devices, and 8 devices should connect to another N devices. So we are all getting connected. We are all getting into a trend where it's going to be highly connected, and it's going to be networking, it's going to be data, it's going to be artificial intelligence. So if you are not into it, I'm telling you, if you are not learning the fundamentals of artificial intelligence or IoT or machine learning, deep learning, keep it either way, you will have a tough time. So this is the trend. This trend you need to follow, learn it. Sir, how do I learn it, sir? I can give you resources. Your teachers are there. The most important resource that all of us have in hand is our teachers. You will realize it only when you complete your degree, but I request you to realize it a little bit earlier. You handhold them, and they will take you to a longer way, and they know what is right and wrong. I'm seriously telling you this. Most of us do believe that the teachers cannot help us out in this kind of situations, but I realized it after I came out of the college. Currently, also, I'm in touch with my professors like Krishna Kumar sir and Balavan sir. They are hand-holding me even though I'm 40. So please believe that your teachers can do things for you, and they are the people who can take you to the next level. I'm seriously telling you this. This I'm seeing in many places where the teachers are not given the due credit from the student side, and they know it. They are learning it for you. They are living for you. So learn from them, and we can help you as well in parallel. Right. Instead of talking much, I can show you some demos. I can show you where exactly we can innovate. What kind of innovations can we do to make engineering life a little easier? Well, some of you will have. There are 487 people now. Some of you would have two-wheelers, and some of you could have Royal Enfield or a Yamaha FC200 or something that's all very heavy bike. If they say that there is no side stand, would you buy the bike? Oh, yeah, right. 99% of us will say no. I cannot pull the center stand every time, and it's a pain. Side stand is an innovation. It is an engineering marvel. The sprinkler that you have seen, the water sprinkler that you have seen in the gardens of Sarnatham or anywhere, it will sprinkle like that, and there will be a stopper in between which will cut it like that. So the water gets distributed evenly, and what happens is the water is spread to all the places, and that's what is required. That's an innovation. That's a patent. The stopper in the door. I want everybody to go on mute, please. So the stopper on the door is there, right? That stopper is an innovation. That's a patent. So innovation need not be very complex. That's one thing that I'm telling you. Innovation need not be so complex. Only rocket science need not be innovation. You can innovate at the simplest level. Today morning, I was telling one of my friends while I was walking. 2017, I think, when I and my dad were driving a two-wheeler, an insect fell into my eye of dad. So the insect started troubling him. He removed it with the towel. But next day morning, it started swelling, and immediately his eyes were like this big. We went to a doctor. The ophthalmologist said that there is one of the legs of the insect is still inside and it has to be removed. They underwent a process and it was removed. It was very painful. The moment I came out, I started thinking about how can we avoid it. I got a patent awarded for insect intrusion avoidance system. That's all. I had two ultrasonic sound sensors here, and I controlled it with a simple microcontroller from behind the helmet, and that will produce a noise which cannot be tolerated by the insect, and the insects are thrown out. Insects will be sent back. Insects will become deaf if they come closer. Simple innovation, right? 99% of us would have felt it. Insects are falling in my ears. That's it. We go into a hilly drive and we have hairpin bends, right? We do not know what's the degree of bend. We always have a problem to detect the degree of bend. And if we can detect it, it's easier, right? We have got radar sources and we did it. We have filed an invention request and it's awarded invention. All the problems that you and I face can be solved through engineering, can be solved through AI, can be solved through IoT. That's what I'm trying to convey. So it's easy, it's not complex. It's not purely mathematical. Many of us are into an assumption that it's 100% mathematical. No, it's not mathematical. It needs mathematics, of course, yes, it needs, but it's not 100% mathematics. You can still survive without or with minimum knowledge of mathematics. So realize you have problems and that problems need solution, and that solutions can be your patented solution. It can get you a company which is started up with a lot of funding. You can grow as your own entrepreneur, and it's all at a different level that you will see things once you start innovating. So innovation is something that you need to think about. I'm studying, sir. I got 9.5 CGPA, but I do not know anything practically. It is useless. Put it in the dustbin. Very simple. Sir, I'm 7.5 CGPA. I know how to do things. You are the one whom we require. So that's how the market needs people. I do not require somebody who is just academically strong. They have to be practically strong and start that, inculcate that habit within you. All these are very simple to do and easy to practice. Right. Enough of yarn. I'm going to show you some of the products which we have built. I mean, I and my students, I still train a lot of students, and we have built some of the very nice products. I'll show you a few of them. And you see the problem statement. You see the way we have chosen the problem, and you will be happily understanding that, yeah, this is what it is. We have felt the same thing. That is how you will realize that these products are going to be really good. Right. First one is going to be a simple product for supermarkets. Sir, what is that, sir? Why do we have to think about supermarket? I'll tell you the story behind it. Whichever supermarket you go to any supermarket for that matter, you will see that the Pampers box will have head and shoulders into it. The head and shoulders rack will have Pampers into it. There will be some empty slots. There will be some slots which are nasty. So it really irritates buyers, right? We are not so happy with it. Also, the selection, you will select some components. For example, you select this, you go to the queue and you waste a lot of time in the queue. Why not we automate it? I have wasted a lot of time in standing in queue. That's all. This is the idea. How do we make sure our setup in the supermarket is becoming nice? How do we identify the misplaced components? How do we get the building automated? Can really this thing play a role? I mean, your AI play a role. I have shared the screen. I hope you can see that. And I'm going to play a simple demo that we have built for one of the hackathons called as Azure Developer League Hackathon. We are one of the finalists and results are yet to come. All these products, what we are talking about, is built for some contests. I participate in a lot of contests. Monthly, thrice or 4 times at least, we participate in contests. I request you to try this out. I want you to try this out, please. Please participate in contests. Please build things. I can guide you. You can reach me out through your professors. Krishna Kumar sir has my number, Valam sir has my number. So you can reach them out to understand how you can contact me. I will certainly help you. I can train you. And through your teachers, we can enable these things. You see this, I'm certain you'll be very happy.
Sriram, are you sharing your video? We couldn't see.
Sir, please make me host, sir. There is a mild networking issue.
Okay.
I'm
Arun?
sorry.
Arun, can you hear me? Arun?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please make Sriram as a host.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry about it. There is a mild networking issue and the internet went wrong. I'm going to start sharing it again. For the past half a minute, I think you could have been disturbed. So once I'm given the privilege, I will start doing that. But before that, understand, AI is something that you can start building in your simple laptop. You do not require a lot of resources. If you have a laptop with or desktop with 4 GB RAM, that is sufficient for you to start. And it will be very easy for anybody to start with. I will give you the materials and resources. Sir, can you make me host, sir?
Yeah, it's done. Please check it.
Sir, I'm not seeing it here. I'm not able to share, sir. No, I'm not able to.
Arun?
Yes, sir. It's enabled, sir.
Now you check Sriram. I think it's enabled. You
Still
are
the
the
share
co-host
button.
now.
Let me go out and come again, sir. I'm not able to see the share content again. Sir, make me co-host now because I'm not able to, again, I do not see that share option. Can you do that, sir? Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah.
Now it is done, sir. Now I got it.
Okay. 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 Proceed, Sriram. Thank you.
Can you hear the audio, sir? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Sriram, the video audio is not, we are not hearing that. Your audio is okay.
The video is visible. Can you see the video?
Please share it.
I'll do that again. Yeah, can you see the video screen?
Yeah.
Hello, we
Yeah,
are the UT,
yeah.
and we are very happy to present our product towards the Azure Developer League Hackathon. We have taken the theme retail, and we hope you like our product. Well, what are we providing? We are providing a solution for most of the fundamental issues that you face in the retail store. The first one is misplacement of the objects. You must have seen that there will be a lot of items that are misplaced in other shelves from the original shelves in the retail stores. For an instance, you could be searching for Pantene or you could be searching for Head and Shoulders, but it would have some other items into the Head and Shoulders rack. This is called misplacement or misfit. We are identifying that and we will alert the retailer to avoid this problem. The second, we are also identifying the empty slots in the retail stores. One item could be selling very fast and so it becomes empty much faster. So we need to identify that and we are doing that through our product. And finally, we also get you a very important thing. You need not wait in queue anymore for billing. we automate the billing through AI process, and it is barcodeless. You're going to see all those three, and we provide you the personalized store assortment, the smart space optimization, the automatic barcodeless AI billing. These three are built by us, and we have used the complete power of Azure. So we are providing personalized store assortment, and it is done to leverage individual store needs and to increase the visibility of retail items, which is very important. And coming to the smart space optimization, we have done it to accommodate more retail items in the shelves. And finally, we cannot wait in the queue anymore. It's really panicking when you wait in the queue for a longer time for billing. So your shopping time is getting much more bigger because of the billing time. So we reduce that, and we are identifying each of the components precisely using the dimension measurement, and we could build it much more faster. Well, this is what we are requesting you to do. We need the input video stream, and that goes into our system. We get all these three, the smart space optimization, the personalized store assortment, and AI-based billing done in seconds. All these are real time. Well, this is our architecture. The input can be a CCTV footage or a pre-recorded footage, or it can be live mobile stream. It goes into our system, which is powered by Azure, and we do the object detection, the localization and classification happens, and we use fast RCNN for the same. And then we identify in real time the product, the misplaced object, the empty space localization. All these are done real time. Also, to add weightage to the product, we estimate the dimension of the model, we estimate the weight of the product, we estimate the weight of the object, and we can tell you what exactly is the cost of the particular product. We use this for automated billing, and the entire process is fully automated, and what you get is the bill generated within seconds when you use our system. The system predicts the cost of each and every product very nicely without any delay. So we provide you all these things in seconds, real time, particularly all these are accurate as well. Now, coming to the technological aspects of it, we have trained our system with more than 1,000 images, and we have considered the Ariel, the Tide, the Pampers, Head and Shoulders, Whisper, and Pantene. These are considered because these are the most sold items we understood, and we can add more to it based on the input and based on the suggestions given by you. The video feed is in the MP4 format right now, and we are sending it as input into our system, and the system does the rest of the work. Well, we've got 99% accuracy right now, and this is scalable. You want to add more products, give us some time, some images, that's all. That's right. It's time for us to see the demo. I'm very hopeful that you will like our demo.
We are launching our system, and the input is a video feed that we have taken from the nearby supermarket, and you can see that it's getting launched. The moment it is launched, the world of working is very simple and easier. You can see the Ariel is recognized right now, and it's 99% accurately we are able to recognize, and every time this is functioning fine. Irrespective of the shape, irrespective of the container shape, irrespective of the color, we are able to recognize everything properly. This is because of the extensive training that we have done, and this is all real time and accurate. We can now test any product. We can now identify any product like this, and we have tested it for Ariel. We are going to go to the different color of Ariel package also right now. We have tested Tide, which you can see in the next set of demo as well. We have tested Pampers. All these are working fine, and I am definitely hopeful you will appreciate it. Here you can see that the color of Ariel is different here. I mean, the package, the color, everything is different, but still it works fine. Let us go to the next functionality. This module will help us identify the empty slots as well as misplaced items. Once it is launched, it will perfectly tell you what are all the components in the rack. For example, now Tide is identified properly, irrespective of what color cover it has got, what packaging structure it has got, we are able to identify it accurately, close to 100%. And you can see that misplaced is 0 right now, empty slots is 1. The empty slot 1 is nothing but the one free slot which is available on the left hand side of the rack, and that shows that you can keep one more component there. I mean, one more packet of Tide over there which can be sold. Now we purposefully misplace Pampers there. The moment you keep Pampers, it is recognized accurately as Pampers, and misplaced item has got Pampers listed into it, which can let the storekeeper know that the items are getting misplaced, and this can be replaced back into the previous place perfectly. Also, we can have one more packet of Tide to be kept there, which can help the customers to pick it up. Now, I am picking up Tide purposefully to see if the empty slots are updated properly. You can see the empty slot is 1 now, but still the misplaced remains the same. It is Pampers which is misplaced into the Tide rack. All these are real time, and we are able to achieve accuracy, which is very appreciable, and we are always close to 100% accuracy. We are going to go with some more testing here. I am lifting the Pampers now. Now the empty slots has got increased to 2, and we can keep 2 more packets of Tide here is the message that we are conveying the storekeeper. Now I'm going to lift one more to see if the count increases properly. The empty slots have become 3 right now, which is definitely appreciable. Now I'm going to do the final stuff where you can see that the count gets increased properly. I have taken all the 4 out and 4 slots are empty. This will definitely help us in arranging things in the rack properly, as well as to avoid the items getting misplaced and misarranged in the supermarket. We are getting into the most exciting part of the product is AI-based automatic billing. This can be done with ease, and the demo would be most easy for you to understand, and we are going ahead with the demo right now. The first product is kept, which is Ariel, and it is one product and the total cost is 100. We are keeping the next product for the same customer and it's Tide and it's recognized properly and it's again one product, total is 150. Now I'm going to keep another Tide to see if the Tide number has been increased and cost also should be increased, which has happened as you can see in front of you. Let me keep another Ariel and you could see that it's 2 in numbers right now and the cost also has increased. So this way we can definitely make sure that the customers need not wait for a longer time in the queue, and this automated billing using AI and the power of Azure has been completely used to make sure that the customer.
I hope you understood what exactly we have done. So what is AI? Very simple. You are seeing with your eyes, it goes to your brain, it processes it, you get a response. That's exactly the same for AI. The camera is seeing, the data goes to the processor understands, processes it, gives the output. That's all. If you do it, it is natural intelligence. If a computer does it, it is artificial intelligence. That's it. It's a very simple thing. I show you, for example, I'm showing you a mouse. If I show you this and if I tell you this is a mouse, this is natural intelligence. If I show the same to the camera or the webcam in my laptop, and if it determines what is this, that is called artificial intelligence. That's all. Very simple, right? Most of the cars that comes out these days will have cameras, and the cameras are gaining a lot of value to the cars. And for example, in the signal or if in a traffic scenario, it will watch to the left, it will watch to the right, it will watch straight, and then only it will allow you to go. That's how you cross the road, right? You see straight, you turn left, you turn right, and then you walk. This is exactly what we do. Whatever intelligence we have been given with, if you transfer the same to the machine, and if the machine can repeat it properly, that's engineering and artificial intelligence for you. Very simple. For you to do it, your parents are teaching you, your friends are teaching you, your teachers are teaching you. For example, first time when you see an apple, your mom would have told you, Kanna, this is apple. Second time also she will tell you, Kanna, you remember this is an apple. Third time also she will tell, Kanna, I have been telling you that this is an apple. Fourth time you will tell it is an apple. That's exactly what is happening with computers. You need to tell them, train them, get the result. If it is a failure, recorrect. Your mother is showing apple and you call it an orange. What will mother say? Your mother will tell that, Kanna, see, you are telling a wrong thing. You should not do that. This is not an orange, this is an apple. So what you get feedback. Same is the case. The computers are the same. They get feedback from you and they can perform much, much better. Sir, is this the only prospects for AI, sir? No, the prospects are plenty. I'm going to show you something very interesting that will be like, you'll all be stunned to see these kind of innovations. I'm telling you, we got $10,000 prize money for building this product, which I'm going to show you, which can detect skin cancer. Skin cancer detection is not easy. I mean, it's painful. The moment you go ahead with skin cancer detection in the early stage, it will help you in treatment and you can recover out of it faster. We used artificial intelligence to detect skin cancer, and we are awarded by DataStax as the winner in the international contest that they have conducted, and we got $10,000 as prize money for that. I mean, we in the sense I have got children working with me, 2-3 students are there every time when I go for a hackathon. You can be one. You can form a team in your college. I'm telling you this. Form a nice team, have a nice mentor, have a nice teacher who is going to work with you, and that's going to be the success formula for you. If you are keeping quiet, expecting somebody will come and call you, somebody will come and initiate, it will never happen. It is you. You should have that fire. You should have the determination. If not, it's not going to work. Let me make it very clear. All these products, all these ideas that we are working on are all thought by us and are all the problems that we face. In supermarket, every time when I go, I face the problem. So I made it. Very simple. I hope you will definitely like this also. Let me know if you are receiving audio. If not, I'll replay it.
We are very happy to present our product, Kaya, towards AGPA Digital Health Tech Grand Challenge Finale. And what we have done, we have built a system, Kaya, which is going to help in diagnosis and treatment of skin cancer. I'm going to walk you through the complete functionality and the working of the build system, and it's fully functional. The system is built in such a way that it is just not accurate, but also easy to use. You are in the landing page of the system right now, and you can see that it's very intuitive and the UI is very interactive as well. The user need not require any additional learning to use the system is the best part of it. We allow you to upload the image and immediately we get you the results as in the image has got cancer detected or not. Also, we have many other features which includes the blogging, the calendar option for the appointment, and most importantly, chatbot is also enabled, and we have YouTube video links which suggest what to do and what not to do. I'm going to take you through all these features shortly with demo step by step. We hope you definitely like it. Let's understand how exactly our system works. The most important point in any system of this kind is to have very good testing and training dataset. Yes, we took care of it and we have got extensive dataset collected for testing and training, and I'm going to walk you through that right now. We are getting into it right now, and you can see that we have got testing and training folders available there. In testing, we have got benign and malignant, and for benign, we have got 360 images used for testing. And all these images have been used extensively, and we are now getting into the testing where we are going to see the malignant images as well. We have got 300 images as malignant images for testing. So we have used 360 plus 300 for benign and malignant towards testing dataset. Now let's get into the training dataset. In the training dataset for benign, we have used extensively 1440 images. This is a good amount of images that we have used, and this has helped us in getting good accuracy. Also, we have got malignant dataset where you can see that we have got around 1200 images used in the training category. This has helped us in getting 95% accuracy for training and 92% accuracy for testing dataset. This is a good amount of accuracy, and with more images being given from AGBA or any other source which wants to enhance this, we can get you better accuracy with better results. It's time for us to see how exactly the system functions. Let me walk you through the way we can upload the image and the way we get the results. The moment you get into the landing page, you've got an upload option, as you can see in front of you. And the dashboard presents you the upload option right on the landing page in order to get the entire process very smooth. Let's get into the process of uploading. You can see that we will have to first select the image. We are getting into the image folder under testing, and we are taking benign images right now. And we are taking one image numbered 88, and we are previewing it and we are submitting it for the process. Our system goes through the image, understands the image, and it will tell you if it has got cancer or not. No worries, your cancer is benign is the result we get. And the background immediately changes to green in color to let you know that everything is okay. So this gives you an immediate feel that you are all okay. Now let's take another image and we are going to test if the image has got cancer or not. We are going to take malignant image, and let's take one image. Say 474 is the image number we have taken, file name, and we are uploading it right now, and the processing happens inside. You can see that it's pretty fast, and your cancer is malignant. Please consult the doctors and visit the chat section. We've got a chat bot which I'm going to talk about it also, and immediately the background is changed red, and this shows that this has to be treated. Can we go ahead with one more image and we will see if that also gets working fine? Yes, I'm going to choose a random image right now, and let's take some image, right? We will take 419 and we are uploading it. And once uploaded, the processing happens inside quickly. This is real fast. And you see that this is also a malignant image, and please consult our doctors is the message that we get. And this background immediately gets to red in color, indicating that this is something serious. So this is the system that we have built, which is very accurate and very easy to use. Any system, apart from doing its core task, if it is going to provide you some additional features, it's always good to have. We have considered that point and we have provided many additional and appreciable features in this system. The first one is just to upload the image, get the result as in if there is cancer or not. I mean malignant or benign. That's our core functionality. In addition to it, we have got more features which I'm going to walk through right now quickly. Let's first understand that we've got dashboard option there, and that's going to be the place where you need to upload. The next one is videos, where we have identified some very good videos about skin cancer, expert talks, the way people have fought and recovered out of skin cancer. That kind of motivational talks are also can be included here, and this will serve as the source of information, a repository for very good information out in this tool. This tool will help you in getting the videos quite easily, and these are all the most relevant videos to understand the skin cancer related information. This can be further curated, and this can be updated with the inputs of doctors and the people who are expert in this. Now, for an instance, we have pulled out some videos to our knowledge and we have included it. The next one is the calendar option, and you can see that we can fix the appointment, and the appointment related data are all updated here. And we made this a very important feature to be included in the system because we need to give you reminders. Without reminders, people forget things, and we are helping you with the details of your appointment towards getting your treatment, towards getting your consulting. All these things are updated here. And the next one is blog. We've got a blogging system as well. So we have enabled people to write blogs, and people who have required, the people who are doctors, people who have got expertise, they all can come over here and they can write, and it can be probably, we can go through it and we can understand that this can be bettered through once, and this can be included into the blogging section. Next comes the chatbot. You have a chatbot and you can ask questions to the Kia bot. Our Kia bot is going to answer you the questions, and you can see that, and that will be a very helpful feature. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask our bot, and our bot will be able to answer you. All these features together make our Kaya a very good system, we believe. We believe that our solution will aid and abet in the diagnosis and treatment of skin cancer. We thank you for the.
If you see, the system has become very friendly, and I can make it a mobile app. That's what we are doing right now. It will be a mobile app shortly, where you can take a photo, upload, and finish. That's all. You get to know if you have skin cancer possibilities or not. So likewise, we are working on multiple other cancer options as well. So we are getting deeper into this kind of research, and all these are done by students like you. Believe me, students like you who are in third year and final year, or they start in second year and they learn and they do it in final year and third year stage. So when they can do, you can do. So if I can do, you can do. That's the point. So we do not have any special talents in addition to what you have to build all this. The next one is going to be very, very interesting. I'll show you something which you will definitely like. You must have seen this somewhere in some high-end cars. For example, if you take a Mercedes or if you take a BMW, they will detect if you are sleeping, they'll detect if you are drinking or smoking, and it can be done. But it is not possible in the cars what we have like Ford or Maruti or Hyundai, because it's very expensive. But what I have done is we have built something very easy to even incorporate in our simple cars like Maruti 800 or Alto or whatever cars we have. We go with normal cars right in the initial levels. So those cars can also have this at a very cheaper cost. It is 15,000 rupees that I need for incorporating these kind of features into your car or my car. All this can be done real time. So you can have the luxury at a cost. I always believe that you can have luxury at a cost, but safety and these features should not come at a cost, and it should be the primary requirement for everybody. And that's why, and that's how we have built it. I'm going to show you a very simple demo. It's going to be for 1.5 minutes maximum, where we are able to detect clearly if a person is smoking, if a person is drinking, and if a person is using mobile phone while driving. All these are done with excellent and extensive training. It's all training. We took the cigar image, so many images, like a person smoking like this, we take that image, multiple images we have taken, like with a bottle, we have taken the images, we have shown that images to the computer literally. That's called training. We train it and we made it understand that when someone has a bottle, you need to alert. When someone has a cigar, you need to alert. When someone uses mobile phones in this dimension, or this, you need to alert. So it is training. You train the computer and computer will obey you. That's very simple. It's a very good company for you. In fact, computer is the best companion that you can hold, like a library book. You need to spend most of your time in the library, and with computer, your life is very bright. See to this. Could you hear me? Sir, am I audible?
Yeah,
Sir,
you
am I
are,
au-
you are audible. You are audible, but we couldn't find any videos.
Okay, again, there is a stoppage. 1 second, sir. Sir, I hope I'm audible now and you can see me also. Hello? Can someone acknowledge? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Right. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Yeah, I'll show you the video. Whatever I told you regarding the driver behavior, I'll show it right now. Some internet connectivity issues are there. Let me know if you are able to see that. Certainly you will be able to.
Up with the next module for our driver monitoring system. It's a very efficient and easy to use system. This time we have gone a little high in the functionalities. I'll explain you one by one by showing you the demo. First, the drivers are not supposed to use phone while they are driving. So we should detect the phone and we should get an alert like what you are getting in the screen right now. You can see that the phone is detected perfectly and you get an alert, do not use phone while driving, right on the top. This can be added with the audio alert as well, saying that drivers, please do not use phone while driving for your safety and others' safety. This is the first module that we have added to our DMS. The next one is the drinking and driving habit. The drunken drive is the most dangerous habit that we have while driving, and we are supposed to detect it. And now you can see that. I have shown a Bacardi bottle here and it is getting detected. I have earlier shown a normal bottle and that's also detected, and we got a message flashed on the screen. Now I'm going to use cigar, and this is not a cigar by the way, this is like that with the paper and it is getting detected. We got a message flashed on the screen, do not smoke and drive. So all these are implemented real time and it will work perfectly and precisely as you have seen. This is a very simple yet innovative deep learning based approach for us to get the driver behavior clearly tracked and to alert in case of a deviation.
I hope you have seen the demo now. So see, all these are again with terrific training. You need to train the system. More you train, more the response you get. More your mother teaches you, better your response. That's exactly the logic that we follow. And it's very simple to use. The next one is going to be very interesting as well. So I'm going to show you how exactly somebody can even identify the animals crossing the road. I can when I am driving, if you are driving, you will identify if there is an animal crossing, if there is a buffalo crossing, or if there is something else crossing, you'll immediately put the brake. But in automated cars, that's going to be the future. We will not drive anymore. In near future, we will always let the cars drive by itself. So it has to identify even if an animal is crossing. So we need to identify that, and we have done that. You need to see if you are going very close to another car. You need to see if you are going to crash. All these, like your eyes and your brain detect, we are detecting it. I'll show you that right now, and I'm sure you will like it.
Hello, welcome back. In the previous ADAS demo that I have shown you, I mean the advanced driver assisting system demo that I have shown you, we have used the Western countries data set where it was very clean and the traffic rules were obeyed perfectly and no intrusion in between, no two-wheeler came in between. All those were very easy for us to, in fact, do it for the forward collision warning system. Now, what if the same thing has been done for systems where there are intruders in between coming in two-wheelers, or the traffic system is not very highly formulated properly or obeyed properly? That is, if we go with any Asian countries, most of the Asian countries have this traffic congestion systems, and we need to analyze that, and our system should be capable of working in that condition. That's what we have done right now, and I'm going to show you the demo of it right now, and you can see that. Now, this is the typical Indian condition where you could see that it's only 2 lanes available and everything is getting detected properly. And this is done with the Jetson board, NVIDIA Jetson board, and you can see that the 3 mosquitoes came in So it's very tough to detect this, and we have done this through extensive training, and it came through a lot of effort. And you can see that everything is getting detected properly, and you got an alert. You can see that go slow. Danger, go slow is coming properly. And I'm going to take through multiple Indian scenarios like this, and you can see the next one right now in front of you in a couple of seconds. You can see that here we are taking the scenario where it is only one lane, but we are trying to overtake, and that is a very risky scenario, and we are alerting as danger, slow down. And this is a typical road in Chennai area, and we have taken that video feed, and you can see that the alert is coming for the two-wheelers. I mean the two-wheelers which are coming in between, and all these are real time. You can see that everything is real time, and the ones which are coming in the opposite directions are detected, but we won't get any alert for it unless and until it is in the same lane as you travel. We do not pop up any alert. And this is yet another region which is very congested again, and see the way the two-wheeler guy is going. That's all properly detected, and we are getting alert messages, slow down for this. And we are going to go with one more demo right now, which will help you understand how exactly our system is fully functional. It is all easy. Only thing that you need to do is you need to go with a lot of testing again and again and training, and only then you could get this done. And you can see that this is a highway where there are 3 lanes, and in fact, 4 lanes are available. We could detect that properly, and there was an animal in between. Now the night vision. So for the night vision also, it is getting detected nicely, and everything is real time, and it has to be real time. In fact, otherwise the system is a failure. You could see that we are getting the alert for the night drive as well. So all these are done and implemented and fully working right now. I am very happy to show you this, and I hope you liked it.
See, all these are again, as I keep repeatedly telling you, you need to first take data, you introduce the data to the processor will learn it, you relearn it, you appreciate the learning, and you keep enhancing the learning process, then you are an artificial intelligence engineer. That's all. It's going to be very, very simple that way. You do not have to complicate things. It's going to be very simple and easy for anybody to start and to work with artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is not something like a rocket science or something like that. It's pretty simple for anybody to understand. One final demo that I want to show in the artificial intelligence sector is, have you ever felt like if I see something and then, like, for example, if I take this dabba and if I can tell the dimension of the dabba by seeing, I'm seeing it, okay, it is 15 centimeters long. It is 3 centimeters this way. It is 8 centimeters this way. Will it be nice? Will it be good, right? In industries, that is a major problem. They produce a lot of boxes, components, and pieces. They need to measure the dimension. But measuring dimension is not that accurate in industry. So they want artificial intelligence to play a major role, and we have tried our bit. I have tried it. It's not, though 200% successful, it's at least 80-90% successful that I could say. I'm going to show you that. Have a look at it. It's all, again, very, very simple. This project we have done in 3 days. Would you believe? It's just 3 days time that we needed for completing this.
Friends, in the previous session where I demonstrated you the dimension measurement of some objects using deep learning, I took a pen drive, I took a key, and then we took a hard drive to measure the dimension. But it did not measure any complex objects or different structures like a cuboid or a cube or a square. So today we have done that, and it's working functionally phenomenal and fine. Also, we are able to export the data which we have measured to an Excel sheet real time, and this is all working very nice. I'm going to show you the demo of it right now so that you can understand how exactly it works. First, I have measured a pen drive's dimension right now. You can make a note of it if you wish to check it out later. And now I'm taking a car key. I have measured the length and the breadth of the same thing. It's almost 7. So similarly, I'll have to measure the breadth of it. I'm doing that right now, and you can see that the dimensions are all in centimeters, so it's 3.5, 3.6 centimeters. And the next one is going to be my hard drive. You can see that I'm measuring the length, and I'll go to the depth later. I mean the breadth later. You could see that we have got 11 there, and here you could see it is close to 8.1, 8.2 centimeters almost. So similarly, I'm going to take the next one, which is nothing but my remote. So you can see it is close to 14.5 centimeters length, and we need to now measure the breadth of it, and it is going to be somewhere close to 4. Right? Now comes the real problem where I'm going to take a different object altogether and I'm going to try it out. You can see that this is a box where we are measuring the dimension of it right now. You can see that it's 10 centimeters, almost a 9.910 accurately. So
the shape of it and size of it is the same in all sides. So just to verify and validate, we are taking it. There is a mild difference. You could see that it's almost 9.5 here. So now I'm taking a different object, which is yet another different thing. So 10.2, 10.3 is what the measurement is, and here it's measured other side as well to just get you a clarity of the measurement. And you can see the structure, it's different. Let's run it and let's try if our system is giving the output as expected. Now you could see that we have got the output of the pen drive predicted properly, and I'm just giving the name of the object so that it could be properly stored in the Excel sheet. That's the reason I have given the name there. And now it is a car key. So I'm giving the name as key. So that's all. The measurement is all going to the Excel sheet, which I'm updating right now in the backend. Now it's a drive. So you can see the measurement which is perfect. There is a mild parallax error that should be in the order of that is also in the order of millimeters. So it's not going to impact that much. And now it is going to be the remote. You can see that it's precise as well. Even the inner components, the keys are coming up very fine, and this is functionally working fine. Now we take that additional objects that we have measured this time newly. You can see that this box is now kept and everything is very proper and real time. You can see that the dimensions are perfect. In fact, it is very precise, and I've just given the name to store it as I told you earlier. Now let's take the final one where we could test if it is also working fine. And yes, the moment I get it into the vicinity of the system, I mean the camera, this starts detecting and this is all fine. So the white box is also detected fine. Now where do we go further? We need to see if the data is all entered properly in the Excel sheet, right? I mean the spreadsheet gets all this data real time, and that's what I'm going to show you right now, and you would be able to definitely understand it better. Now you can see that all the data, the height and the width, everything is properly entered here, and this is going to be definitely a good solution for the industries which needs the measurement to be done real time. As
I hope you enjoyed the demos, and all these are simple and they will not require more than a week's time. 7 days is what you need to build a project in AI maximum. 2 days you can train, 2 days you can test, deploy in the next 3 days, finished. That's how it is. So I request you to give it a try, and I have already given you my channel details. You can go through the channel, and in case you want any help, you can always email me. I have given you my email ID also. So that's predominantly it. So you need to understand something. IoT, AI together is going to be the future. You can start learning IoT by buying a simple Arduino kit, which is 350, 400 rupees. And you can buy some sensors, say about 10, 15 sensors. If you buy, it will not cost you more than 200 rupees. So within a range of say 700 rupees, you will get a kit at home. That kit is everything. So 8-year-old kid, a 9-year-old kid is doing all this at my home. So you can do it. You are far mature, you are far brilliant. So you can try that out. And in case you need any help, you can always reach me through your process, and I will definitely help you. But one thing, please remember, it is not going to be just marks which will get you things. It is going to be in addition to what you do. How many projects have you done? How many engineering work have you done really? How much answers can you give on the projects that you have built? And most importantly, how many contests have you participated? There are multiple contests that are conducted every month. Every month, there are 10, 15 contests that are being conducted. So you need to participate. Fail, that's fine. You fail. Tendulkar was duck out in the first match. He broke his nose. That's fine. But you have to recover, right? Most of the cricketers, if you see, they would have failed in the first match. But they have to recover. So same is the case for you. You have to recover. Fail fast, recover fast, win the life. That's it. This is the mantra. So you need to go ahead with that. And I'm certain you will be a good engineer. And I wish you all once again a very happy Engineers Day. I wish to thank Secretary Sir, Krishnaswamy Sir, Balavan Sir, Krishna Kumar Sir, Sagaya Ma'am, all the teachers out there for giving me this opportunity. I hope I did not bore you. Boring is something that is very, very tough in the morning to take through. So I hope I did not bore you. And I'll answer the questions now. First question. Sir, the traffic in India is always in. Okay. Right. The traffic is always unpredictable. You are very right. What I did is I took the traffic data in the morning, afternoon, evening, night. I recorded it in multiple cities, not just in Trichy, not just in Coimbatore. I recorded it in multiple cities, so I introduced that to the computer. More you get introduced, you know swimming, you are introduced to swimming, you can swim in the river, you can swim in the lake, you can swim in the sea. Same is the case. So accuracy is always dependent on number of times that you train. you should train more. You should train, in fact, like the more the number of training, more the amount of training that you push in, better the results that you get. Any other questions? Any other questions, everyone, ladies, children, faculty? I want questions. Without questions, I think the session will be monotonous. Any questions? Only one question. That's a very sensible question from Kavya. Akash also, it's a very good question. Couple of questions have come up. Ask questions. That's another thing that our children lack. நீங்க எல்லாருமே கேள்வி கேட்க பயப்படுறீங்க. கேள்வி கேட்கணும். கேள்வி கேட்டாதான் உருப்பட முடியும். I'm sorry, I made it very straight. Doubt கேட்டாதான் திருந்த முடியும். Doubt கேட்டாதான் clarify ஆகும். கேளுங்க தயவு செய்து. So what do you think the next evolution in electrical engineering after the e-vehicles? E-vehicles இன்னும் கம்ப்ளீட்டா முடியல. E-vehicles is a major issue. See, most of the e-power stations and the power bank stations for power stations for E is still run by diesel. So they are still working on how to revolutionize it, and it will be on the side of natural gas replacement. We will work on more in EEE side, and EEE with artificial intelligence for power management is the next sector. So I have a huge office. Avlo periya office la I need to switch on devices now through the sensors. Instead, if you do that through camera, it will be very easier. So power management through artificial intelligence, accuracy of your prediction of failure using artificial intelligence. For example, you are running a device and the device எப்போ fail ஆகுங்கிறத predict பண்ணணும். இது எல்லாமே வந்து it will be done through artificial intelligence. How did you train the machine to detect vehicle passing before and side? I took the similar video. I identified which is the vehicle. There was a bounded box you could have seen. I trained that repeatedly, and next time when I send my video in, it is selected. Very simple. We used RCNN. RCNN is one of the techniques. CNN is again, it's a very easiest technique in deep learning. So we use that and then we push the data in. That's it. And I'm happy with the question there. Any other questions? Mr. Kumar sir, over to you, sir.
Yeah, let's wait for some time. Maybe students are typing
Sure. I'm okay to wait. No problem.
Students, you can unmute and you can
ask.
You can ask your questions.
Humanoid robot. It is not a 100% successful scheme. As you have seen in movies, it's not really that good. Humanoid robots is not fit for the current scenario. Maybe in future it may come after 20 years. Robots will replace us in most of the fields. But for now, humanoid robots can be used for very dangerous situations, or the mines where they are, the mines where people are going. Instead of that, we can send robots, or for retrieving people out of a very dangerous situation like earthquake or something. We can use that. But other than that, I don't see a replacement quite soon. It will cause a lot of changes in future. It may take out jobs from us, but again, it is not so immediate. It will take another 20 years. Don't worry. Before that, you will retire. And some other technology will come which we can learn and survive. Don't worry, Dheeraj. What will be the reference for learning AI? I can give you the material. I'll drop it through Krishna Kumar sir. You can learn it. And AI is not one subject. AI starts from the fundamental Python. It then goes to machine learning. It then comes to deep learning, and then it comes to NLP. It's a closed circle. Sir, will you teach us IoT and AI as a section? Quite interesting to learn. Why not? Krishna Kumar sir, make a note of it, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Harita, SECE privately has asked me. You need not make it private, Harita. All these people in the college are very known to me, and they are my gurus, so you can make it open. So you can ask, sir, I'll come and teach, sir. No problem. You can do that.
I didn't see that it is private.
Okay, no problem, Harita. Even in that case, it is not a problem. I'm telling you, right? It's open.
Okay,
So I asked that reference material. Will you teach IoT? I can teach you, no big deal. Everything is done. Yeah. Any other question? Please type. What is the difference between IoT and IIoT? Yes, that's a very good question. I'm happy. IoT is for very smaller things. You can make small automation inside the home. You can track it. But IIoT is at industrial level, which needs high accuracy. Real-time performance is mandatory. For example, I have an oil pipeline store, oil pipeline passage. That oil pipeline is carrying petrol. If I monitor if petrol is leaking through the passage, it is IoT because it has to be perfect. If there is a failure and if you detect it later, it's gone. You have a very huge equipment like aeroplane flying. I need to monitor it. I need to monitor all the flights which are flying. So that is identifying. We can connect the real time. The effect of real time is most important. Brake adicha car nikkudilla, that's called real time. You cannot delay it. So the real time performance is so mandatory, and at a vast level, if it has to happen, that's called industrial IoT. Sir, can AI be trained to make a train? So yes, that is called self-learning. It is possible. Evolutionary computing is making it possible, and it's an area which is evolving. Very great question this is. This is called self-learning, and yeah, it can be done. It can definitely be done. In India, more than traffic speed breakers are there. How can we incorporate AI? That's a very tough question. We found it very difficult actually. So what we do is we understand that there is a sudden steepage in the speed. One second, just 1 second. Just give me 1 second. Right. Sir, I have some ideas, but I do not know how to convert it into if a car can be troubleshooted, etc. Battery issue. We can discuss. You can give me a message or mail ID. We can drop a mail in my mail ID. I can definitely talk about it. Sir, is the autopilot feature on Tesla is based on? Yes, completely. Whatever we have done is definite autopiloting feature. Any other questions? Any other questions, children? Sir, the autopilot feature we have answered. Traffic signals can be done. Traffic signal is no big deal. It's a very simple thing. We can do it in half a day because it's very consistent. Only 3 signals are there. Accuracy of the results can be improved based on the training and repeated training only. There is no other secret. You will have to keep repeatedly training, and that's the only thing. There is no success mantra actually in this thing. It is all about artificial intelligence. Is all about training repeatedly. That's the only thing that we need to remember. Any other questions? I'm happy that I have got at least 10-15 questions speaking. Have we trained AI to detect lane? Of course, yes. Without that, we cannot move on to the different lane. We have done that. It's easy. Because the lanes are quite consistent and the color of the lanes is consistent in most of the countries. It is yellow or white. So it is easy to do, and we have done that. We have done it multiple times. It's easy. Deepak Kumar, yeah. Which is the best platform to deploy AI? You need to go ahead with the hardware kit, which can be Intel AI Vision kit or NVIDIA kit, and Python. Python is what we use mostly. Without Python, we don't live. Python is like my kidney, liver, lungs. So without which we cannot build products. During festivals, is there a total scenario? Can you implement AI? Yes, that's a good question. I have not tried it till now. We can do it, but we can do it. Particularly during Diwali, if you see, there will be a lot of smoke, so we can detect traffic during smoke and we can help. That's a good thing. We can do that. Yeah. To implement concept, what kind of inputs you will fetch, sir? I'll first study about if it is available. I will not want to reproduce anything which is already available. I'll first check if it is available. If it is available, I'll see what kind of flaws are there. And then I'll go on collecting the data set. Once I collect the data set, I'll write a code to train. Then I'll test it and then I'll deploy it. This is the cycle. Shiva. Any other questions, children? Yes, weather changes affect. Yeah, if there is rain, our video quality will be affected. So we can train for that too. We have done that actually. Yes, definitely weather affects. It's like pitch report. It affects. Yeah.
So in case of skin cancer detection, sir,
Mm.
what will be the result if the unauthorized pictures uploaded, sir? Like
Unauthorized pictures will be sent as irrelevant. The result will be irrelevant.
Oh, okay, sir.
Because the system knows only apple and orange. It will not know what is a jackfruit. Simple. System will throw a result saying that, sorry, you have uploaded image which I do not know. I am not introduced is what the result will be. So it will be as I can keep a result as unauthorized. Or I can scold them saying that don't upload image which is not relevant to me. It's all easy. So the training should be done on regular basis. If the traffic is going to be consistent and it will not change, we need not train it again and again. We can train it once but if there is a scenario which will be changing, I need to introduce that scenario newly. It is like you learning a new subject. When there is no change in the subject, you need not learn it. If there is change, you need to learn it. Same is the case. Regular training happens in most of the cases. We keep training. That's called upgrade. The software upgrade happens in Arduino, right? I mean, in the Android, right? So we do that like that. Yep, good. You can mail me the questions in my email ID if you have any. Yes, we have done that already. You can see that in my channel where I can recognize emotions. And I can tell you if you are happy or sad or neutral. I can tell you all this. It's all very easy. You could see my email ID there. So please feel free to email me. I'll be very happy to respond to you. And you can check my channel. I have already given the channel detail also. If you type in YouTube Sriram Vasudevan, you'll be able to get my channel where I have taught a lot of things on AI. You can learn it consistently. Right? Good. Sir, CK sir, over to you, sir.
Yeah, students may post your questions or your doubts in the email ID which is given there. You please
Anytime.
have a note of that.
Anytime.
Gayatri, we can
Yes, sir.
proceed. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Gratitude can transform common days into Thanksgivings, turn routine jobs into joy, and change ordinary opportunities into blessings. Now I welcome Dr. Punita, Professor and Head of the Department IT, to deliver the vote of thanks. Please.
Gayatri, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Respected Secretary, beloved Principal, chief guest of today's event, heads of various departments, faculty members, and students. I deem it a great honor and privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this special occasion on behalf of our institution. First and foremost, I thank the Almighty for making today's event a great success. I take this golden opportunity to thank our most valued guest, Dr. Sriram Kevi, Project Manager L&T Technology, for making an excellent presentation and motivating speech. We are all inspired by your highly lively words, sir, and your demonstrations too. I'm also very grateful to Dr. Sriram for exploring the impact of connected devices in people's life, businesses, healthcare, and transportation. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
I thank our respected Secretary Sri S. Ravindran for awakening the passion and desire to support us as a ladder to the free support of success. I would like to express my warm thanks to our principal, Dr. D. Valavan. Your constant encouragement has helped us in the best way, sir. Thanks to you, sir. My sincere thanks to Dr. C. Krishna Kumar, HOD and coordinator of IQAC for organizing the special lecture on this Engineers Day. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the heads of various departments for their guidance and cooperation. I am grateful to thank the faculty members for their participation. Dear budding engineers, thank you for your participation. Dream big and run your destination with strong determination. I mention my deepest sense of appreciation to the organizing committee for the flawless arrangements. Last but not least, I'm thankful for the administration in general for rendering us with all possible logistic support towards organizing this event. Once again, I thank everyone for your participation. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Well, on behalf of Sarnathan College of Engineering, thank you all for joining here with us today. Once again, I wish you all a very happy Engineers Day. Have a pleasant day. Thank you.
Thank you, Sriram.
Sir, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Sriram.
Thank you.
Sriram, thank you so much. Happy Engineers Day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Hello.